Metal of the Moon by Sonic. Cast, Announcer, Fire Chief, Loco, Charlie Hall, Louis Hall, Julia Hall, Mr. Hall, Professor Jewett, and Sylvia. The story begins on a September day of 1884 in the little town of Berlin, Ohio. It was warm but not hot. Down from Lake Erie, some 20 miles to the north, a whisk of wind tickled the elm tree along College Street, planted the flag on the campus of Berlin College, and finally meandered off rather aimlessly to the south. It was a good day for a nap. Then
Ah! Fire! Fire! Fire!
where's it, Chief? Where's the fire?
The whole house in College Street. Young Charlie Hall must be experimenting again. Golly, what a mess. Julia, Lou, will you help me clean things up?
How did the fire start, Charlie?
What happened?
I don't know. I was working on a chemistry experiment. I decided I'd try something different from what the book said. And then, boom!
When Father gets home, that's what will happen.
What will happen, sis?
Just what you said. Boom!
Charles.
Yes, Father.
Charles, may I ask you how the fire started?
Well, I don't know how exactly, sir. You see, I was mixing some chemicals, doing an experiment, and all of a sudden,
What?
fire!
It wasn't Charlie's fault, Father. It was just an experiment.
Julia, you and your sister will kindly let me handle this matter in my own fashion.
Yes, Father.
Now, Charles, your mother and I have been most indulgent in the matter of your chemical experiments. That's true, is it not?
It certainly is.
We have maintained an attitude of quiet resignation in the face of alternating periods of abominable smells and malodorous gases. When acid dripped down from the attic, went through the floorboards and ultimately dug a hole in Mother's favorite counterpane, we said not a word.
No, sir, not a word.
You would say, then, that we, as parents, have been sympathetic?
Sympathetic. No question about it.
Good. But Charles, one has to draw a line somewhere.
One does. Yes, sir.
Setting the house on fire, that is just a trifle too much.
I would think so.
Good. Then you will understand exactly why I say to you at this time that you are never to conduct another chemical experiment under this roof.
But, Dad,
There's no appeal from this decision. Good day, Charles. Good day, children. Well, Mr. Hall, come in.
good morning, Professor Jewett. I hope you don't mind my bothering you in your laboratory.
Nonsense. Say, what's this I heard about a fire at your place?
One of my experiments.
Oh, that will happen.
It sure made a mess of things.
Sorry to hear that.
I've been banished. I can't work at night anymore. I got kicked out of the attic.
Hard to work in chemistry without a laboratory.
It sure is. What am I going to do?
How'd you like to work here in your free time?
Could I, sir?
Well, why not? All we need is the permission of the head of the chemistry department of the college.
But, Professor,
I know. I'm head of the chemistry department of the college. Very well. Permission granted. Charlie,
yes, Professor Jewett.
it's stifling in here. Would you mind opening a window?
Not a bit.
Oh, what Watch the papers on my desk. Hand me that paperweight.
This is it? Here you are, sir.
Thanks. What are you looking at, Charlie?
That paperweight. I thought it was lead, but when I picked it up, but it doesn't weigh nothing.
Oh, that's not lead, my boy.
What is it?
That's one of the crown jewels of chemistry. Aluminum. Charlie, pure aluminum. One of the chemistries will owe the whips.
I've never seen pure aluminum before.
Not many people have. It's almost a laboratory curiosity. What a pity. A strong, wonderful metal, lighter than iron, copper, zinc, or lead, resistant to corrosion by water or air, but a baffler, a real puzzler, Charlie.
Why? What's so puzzling about it?
It's modesty. If you can call it that, this thing called aluminum is one of the most common elements in the Earth's crust. Every clay bank is full of it, but you can't get it out just by eschewing polite invitation. It never occurs in its natural state as pure aluminum. It's always bound up tightly with other elements, and no one as yet has ever found a method of extracting it economically, getting it out of pure state to make it economically feasible.
Can't they find anything that will reduce those compounds?
No, indeed. Some of the greatest chemists of the world have tried and given up. Charlie, here's something to think about. The man who finds a way to extract aluminum from its compounds on a commercial scale would be a benefactor to the world and incidentally lay up for himself a great fortune. I mean that, Charlie, I'm serious.
It sure is something to think about. It sure is. Yeah, Julia.
Hello, Charlie.
Nobody home?
Just me and this mountain of dishes.
I'll give you a hand.
I don't mind the dishes, but those big iron pots, I can't even lift them.
Here, I'll wash, you dry.
I'd be crazy to say no. I yield to the gentleman from South Carolina.
Thank you, ma'am. Does this pot have to be washed?
Unless you want to take it out in the backyard and bury it.
That's an idea. Boy, this thing must weigh 15 pounds if it weighs in ounce. Why don't they make lighter pots?
It would be a boom to humanity. Women around the world would be the past to the door of the man who would make lighter pots.
Well, that should be an inducement.
By the way, heard from Ellen lately?
From who?
Ellen Franks, remember? The girl from Cleveland? The girl you couldn't stop talking about last summer?
Oh no.
Now, look here, Charlie. What in the world is the matter with you?
Why? Everything's fine.
It is not. You're not yourself. Don't tell me. I know you like a book. Something's come over you lately. You're so quiet and always by yourself. You don't even play the piano anymore. What is it?
I don't know. I don't know what's the matter with me. I'm 21. I'm a junior in college. I live in a plain house in an ordinary town. I should be just a plain ordinary fellow. I should be thinking about girls, about sports, the sort of thing. But I don't. What's the matter with me? I've got one thing on my mind. Chemistry.
Why?
I don't know why, but I wake up in the morning thinking chemistry. All day, no matter what else I'm doing, I'm thinking about chemistry problems. At night, do I go to sleep reading a novel? No, chemistry books. Today, Professor Jewett spoke about aluminum. He said that chemists have been trying for years to find some way of getting it out. It's compounded by some...
A hayride. Come on, Charlie. We're all going. It'll be fun.
Oh, no.
Charlie, listen. You've been cooped up in this woodshed for months now. It's bad for you.
I get it to the bottom of this.
It's mothering you. You can't think clearly about it anymore because you've been so wrapped up in everything. You need some time off. Your brain needs a vacation.
Well, I'd say that a hayride is a type of ambulating crucible in which various explosive chemicals react against one another.
React or attract?
That's a good question. Alright, suppose you find out.
featuring Danilo, Pepito Jr., Maria Theresa, Iway, Trexia, Icot, and Ivan J. Quiseo.